And you could have the thing about healing conversation. You could have that with just about anyone. You know what I mean? You could have healing conversation with people you meet in the airport. You could have healing conversation with people at work. You can have a healing conversation, hell, with your family. Now I think that's like the greatest for me, to have healing conversation with family members and they share their account of what they went, the trauma that they went through, and you realize that you weren't alone. Do you have certain songs, music that is triggering, that takes you back to a traumatic moment in life? To be honest, I don't have many like music that anything really traumatic, like death or anything like that. I mean, when I hear what's the shit Drake did? What the hell is the name of that record? He did the video in Miami or whatever. God's Plan. It reminds me of my uncle. Apparently my uncle played that a lot before he passed away. God bless the dead. And God rest his soul. Love you, Uncle Kevin, forever and a day, and then 8 times over. But yeah, God's Plan is probably a song that brings me back to something traumatic. I must have heard that I don't know how many times the weekend that we went home for the funeral. And so I didn't listen to the song before, but what I'm saying, like certain Drake singles, I feel like are very repetitive in sound. To be honest, I like Drake that raps anyway, like 0 to 100, what's the one shit, 10 bands, 50 bands, like that Drake, I like that Drake. But getting off topic, let's get back. Songs that bring me back to something traumatic, relationships, as a little kid and even some as an adult. So let's go back to 6th grade. 7th grade. We're gonna go to 7th grade. And some people may remember if they went to school around this time. Y'all know my memory is immaculate at times, where I can able to vividly see like movies. But yeah, so me and my boy pretty much dated the same girl in the span of a week. I mean, I dated her first and then found out that she was dating him not too long ago after that. The middle school shit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people are like, well, that ain't your boy, but middle school to this day. Well, let's just call her, we're gonna call her Alicia. Change the name, protect the innocent. Alicia. And it was a cute girl, you know what I'm saying? Had a little swag to her. I mean, a lot of us really did. I mean, not me though, honestly. I wasn't able to afford the clothes to have swag, if you will. I was just a cute kid with waves and a fade and an earring. That's it. And then with a nice smile. That's pretty much all I had going for it. Fashion was not good. Fashion was not a good time in the life of John Robert McAllister III, better known as Romy. But yeah, around that time, Uncle Sam had a single out called "I Don't Ever Want to See You Again." So I would listen to that record on repeat. Gave you everything, my love and my ring, all of that, and I would just wail on that long, when he said, "See you again, yeah." I love that record, by the way. That's a great song, but great song and great breakup record. But it was it's just funny looking back at it. But I just, if I could attest any song or whatever to a traumatic moment, it has to be like things that happen in middle school. You know what I'm saying? Like middle school, high school stuff. But good times, nevertheless, good times. And what else? So eighth grade. Eighth grade comes around, and I'm gonna say Bianca. Bianca, I'm trying to give another name. So Alicia, we got Alicia in seventh grade. We're gonna go Bianca for eighth grade. But here's how this went. All right, so I thought I was smooth. I was writing lyrics to songs to girls. Well, this particular girl, Bianca. And she was talking to this guy. I don't know if they were together, but she was talking to him. And I was like, I'm about to take this girl. You know what I mean? I'm gonna take this little guy right here. You know what I mean? Get my old oldest step by. I was going to try to take this girl. And I did. Royally. But what was going on, there was a lot of back and forth. Again, middle school shit that was going on in Suffolk public schools. So I wrote One Day You'll Be Mine by Usher to Bianca. And lyrics, and you know, letters passing in school and stuff like that. That used to be the feeling, man. You know that dopamine hit you used to get? You be walking in school and then like somebody friend come up, like, hey, what's the name gave you a letter want me to give to you? It's like in a text message, man. That hit you, oh shit, somebody sent me something on Instagram or TikTok or MySpace, whatever the fuck you're still using right now. But yeah, so Bianca, I wrote Bianca this letter. And I just pretty much said the lyrics to Usher. And One Day You'll Be Mine. So we get to talking. We're together for like a couple months or something like that in eighth grade. Probably right before Christmas. Yeah, I think it was right before Christmas and maybe through Christmas. And then we broke up close to spring break. I remember that. So probably like February. So a little bit after Valentine's Day or before Valentine's Day. More than likely before Valentine's Day. I don't remember bringing any damn candy or nothing. No, I did. Take it back. I did. We did had something or whatever. Some little cute shit, you know, simp shit, beta male shit. But Drew Hill. Drew Hill, Enter the Drew album. Every song that plays after Woody sings Angel. So what do I do with the love? Beauty. These are the times. The love we had stays on my mind. And what are we going to do? When I tell you I played the fucking album on repeat. I played the album on repeat. I was a sad little puppy in my room because me and Bianca broke up. I'm sitting in my room, like mild depression for a child. Now, not like the serious depression where, you know what I'm saying, you go to a therapist or nothing like that, but you just feeling intense sadness. That's what it is. It's intense. Call it intense sadness, not depression. But I'm just stuck in there and I'm choosing to be unhappy. Choosing to be unhappy to coincide with the theme of the music and all that stuff. The drama queen or drama king, whatever you want to call it, DJ Drama or whatever, K-Slay, all them drama kings. And so I'm in my room and yeah, I'm just belting out all the Cisco's lines and just I'm going in, Jazz, Woody, Nokio, shout out to Baltimore. And it was good times, right? It was good times. So, end of eighth grade comes. Who do I meet? We'll call this girl Jewel. We're gonna call her Jewel. I meet Jewel right before the end of eighth grade. Things seem pretty good. We get together before the summer. You know, we ain't got no Facebook and none of that shit. None of us got cars and we live like 40 minutes away from each other. So, probably not gonna see each other during the summer. So you know what that means? We about to get busy, you feel me? So I did my thing, I'm sure she did hers, but we still claiming each other, saying I love you shit, and you know, I can't wait to see you and go back to school, and trying to make sure that our parents match up, my mom and her mom meet up at the school for school orientation, you know, little kid shit. And trying to see each other and all that. And I think we might have seen each other once over the summer. And she had on them hot ass shorts. Yeah, Jewel used to. Yeah, she was hot. Yeah, she was dressing hot. You know what I'm saying? Hot in the ass, as you know, old black parents say. She hot in the ass. But so school, ninth grade comes around. So we're going into Nansman. This is first year, and start hearing things, you know what I mean? Of course you doing your flirting and all that shit, but it's different when you hear about it from your girl, right? Double standard. But so you got guys coming up, you got your folk coming up to you and like, oh man, what's the name? Was flirting with your girl in the science class or whatever. And I'm like, for real? All right, well, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're supposed to fight over this girl type thing. And so time goes on, you know, we do our thing, we get together, we do random shit, we almost got caught in the auditorium doing shit we ain't had no business doing, no sex or nothing, but just other foreplay and shit like that, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, that was an interesting night. But fast forward, we're in January of 2000, right? And keep hearing shit. You know, she wilding out or whatever. She keep flirting with whoever. So her cousin comes up to me, and I asked her cousin, I was straight up. I'm like, yo, what you doing? She's like, yeah. So family ratted her out. You know what I mean? Her cat's out the fucking bag. And so what ends up happening is I say the wildest shit for a little kid. You know, it just sounds like something a grown person would say to his girl. So we're on the phone, and I'm like, yeah, I know what you've been doing, or whatever. I'm quiet about my shit, but I know what you've been doing. It's blind loyalty is what they call that. And what is it? Subtle art of not giving a fuck. Mark Manson talks about his blind loyalty that he had in relationships due to his own entitlement and all that stuff. Same thing, entitlement. But I'm like, so I say to Jewel, I'm like, when you're ready to be in a relationship, you know the number. Like, talking with bass in your voice or whatever. Hang up the phone, and then I play Dave Hollister, I Can't Stay. I played that shit on repeat. So, and then I would go over my boy K-Park's house, right? And we would play 2K on Dreamcast. Cause he was one of the first cats to have Dreamcast out of the fellas that we hung out with. And damn sure playing all these fucking breakup R&B songs from the girls we was dealing with at the time. But yeah, I played Can't Stay like nobody's business. It's funny. It's just funny to think about it now. You know, 14 years old, what the fuck do you know about love? Honestly, you know what I'm saying? At that point in time, you're still trying to learn. You're still trying to learn shit yourself. All right, so fast forward to 11th grade. 11th grade, we're gonna call her Tina. All right, here we go with Tina. So Tina's dope. You know what I'm saying? Like, just great personality. You know what I'm saying? Church going, and my mom's, you know, my folks loved her, my family loved her, that type of thing. That's like mom's favorite or whatever of the girls, for obvious reasons, because of church and shit like that. And she also did some, you know, so I also got my mom this dope ass gift one time in high school. But story goes, we break up, and then Half Crazy by Musique comes out. You know, the whole thing of like missing that person, you know, we used to laugh, now you get mad, damn, I just want my friend back type thing. You know, them lyrics get you caught up. You be in high school thinking you really, like I said, you be really feeling lyrics when you in high school, you know what I mean? And yeah, but that was us. That was Neo Soul time. Neo Soul was hot. NDRE, Musique, Maxwell, what's my man, Bilal, Soul Sister. It's just so common. Talib Kweli, Mos Def. I mean, we can go on forever talking about that. And yeah, so that, I mean, I can attest that to say something traumatic, if you will. You know, I don't really have anything major that I can think of. I know there's certain, like I said, there's just certain songs that I'm not able to listen to. I wasn't able to listen to, and that's getting into the adult phase in which we're going into right now. So, I am dating, I don't know, where am I? I'm in the Air Force. I'm 18, 19, no, 20 years old. And me and this girl, we're gonna call her Pooch, right? So me and Pooch was talking for a little bit. I was head over heels for Pooch, man. You know, yeah, crazy head over heels for Pooch. And, you know, it was like a breakup thing, but we just kind of kept going back and forth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, emotionally unavailable shit. You know, looking back at it, the behaviors she was displaying, the behaviors I was displaying with others, was just emotionally like what a person does when they're emotionally unavailable. And can't knock a person for that. I don't know what she went through. Going through it, it was not fun. I will not lie. It was not fun, but you know, I mean, we can cry over that shit. That was over 20, that was 20, yeah, it's 15 years. Shit, fucking 15 years ago. And so, you know, we split up for good because she got orders. And once the person gets orders and you're in the Air Force and you're getting out, that's it. That's pretty much how the military, you know, for my folks that's in the military, you get that long distance shit is for real, you know. So once she got that orders, that was all she wrote. But the songs that came out that I would not listen to for a very, very long time because it brought back a lot of, I wasn't healed yet. Graduation album, the entire Graduation album, and I love that album. I Wonder is still one of my favorite Kanye records, just the intro alone. Amy Winehouse, Back to Black, Love is a Losing Game off of that, and Just Friends. Those two records were very sentimental, very like I could not listen to them because it brought me back to that time. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn, here I am, crazy about this girl, but it's not going out. It's not going the way that I envisioned in my mind. But you know, that's life. That's young puppy love stuff. You know what I'm saying? You're 20 years old and you're going. Like by the time it ended, I was 22, she was 23, and you know, it was just time to move on. So moving on. Maybe a year or two later, here we are talking to, we're gonna call her Linda, all right? And me and Linda were okay. We're all right. Linda was very much, I would say very spoiled, very entitled. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful girl, great smile, style. Taught me a lot about style too. Taught me to actually wear clothes that fit. Before that, I was them franchise boys wearing fucking 4X tees on a 170-pound body, and yeah, just looks crazy. Yeah, I mean, y'all know it. Look back again. I think I talked about in the previous episode how crazy we look wearing that shit. But I started wearing clothes that fit. You know, you can see my builds a little bit. You know, I'm just getting out of the Air Force, so I'm still like slim and I'm small. Like I'm slim with muscles, which is, you know, ideally, man, if I could ever get back to that. But then again, I'll take this 267 frame. But, you know, me and Linda, it didn't really work out because I started to see more red flags. And I was trying to cover up for it. You know, when you have a crush, you ignore red flags. Something about that, you know, that they call that the honeymoon phase. And it wears off. It's like a high, you know what I'm saying? A feeling you get when you first meet somebody. You guys are talking all the time. You're texting all the time or whatever. You can't stop thinking about them. They can't stop thinking about you. And then you start to see something that you don't like. And that is when relationships really begin, no matter if it's a friendship or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But so me and Linda didn't accept the fact that I had a kid and the ramifications that came with that. Now, to her defense, I also I was like throwing that shit on her. I can't imagine being, you know, a single, like again, dating somebody that was like just throwing their kid at me. I mean, I was doing immature shit about it. Don't get me wrong. That is something to take into account when you're dating a single parent. However, the way I was doing it was not the most mature. I was doing it like a spoiled kid, using it for manipulation. It's a form of gaslighting. I can look back and admit that. But, you know, we broke up, and then there was 808 Heartbreaks. 808s and Heartbreaks by Kanye, so everything. Hey, 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 hey. That one, just say you will. That was, it was hard to hear that album for a while. What other songs couldn't I hear for a while? Really? That's it. Like 808s and Heartbreak, because she bought that. She bought that for Christmas one time, actually. So I just like avoided that shit. Like, fuck her. You know, like it was just like a real fuck 'em type thing. And it was a back and forth thing. Once again, you know, relationships, I just a novice at relationships then. I mean, I'm more knowledgeable of it now, but I would still say novice to committed relationships. And you know, it taught a lot going through those different stages, and up and then leading up to that point. So where are we now? We're like in 2000. This is 2009. And, we're just doing away with each other, and I can't listen to 808s and heartbreaks. So, to finish it off, we're going to end it with Blame It. Blame It by Jamie Foxx. This used to be me, and we're going to call her, we're going to say Rochelle. We'll give her that name. Rochelle. Let's say that. Let's say that name to protect the innocent. Rochelle. Me and Rochelle had a very off again, on again type thing. I was very much head over heels once again for another individual, putting people on pedestals. And because of that, let me tell you what happens when you do that. You create this illusion of a person, and they don't get to be themselves. They gotta be a character, and if they're not that character that you have in your mind of them in that movie that you're directing, then something's going wrong. They're treating you wrong and all that. But actually, they were showing me who they were, and I was not able to. I didn't want to accept it. You know what I mean? But that used to be our record. I met her at the club, Hard Rock, Fort Lauderdale, and we danced to that song a lot. Because it was played a lot. Jamie Foxx was Blame It. But after it was done completely through our saga that we had, I couldn't listen to it. I really couldn't listen. It just brought back a pain. I wasn't healed just yet. But I mean, that's young, being feeling like you have your God's gift to the world, and you think the world revolves around you, and realizing that everybody's got their fair share of issues. That's one thing I can say about all those experiences that I've shared with the young ladies and the women that I've just discussed. We learned a lot from one another, I'm sure. I'm grateful for each and every experience that we all got to share, we all got to go through. We gave a couple laughs, I'm sure, of the shit that I've done and shit that they did. And what can I say? There's going to be more music to come, and there's going to be more memories to make and more laughs to be had. But that is what if I had to think about music that was traumatic, it'd have to be attached to relationships that I hadn't gotten over yet. What is better than amazing sex? What's better than amazing sex to me is healing conversation. And I'll explain why. There's nothing like having a conversation with someone and you can actually relate to what they're sharing. And you're not trying to cut them off. You're just listening. You're like, man, this person went through something very similar to what I did, their experience with their parents. And it keeps you engaged, right? And everybody gets a turn, you know what I mean? Like sitting in a forum, just sitting together, like a group of people together, 4 or 5. Everyone is sharing their account of what they went through with this particular topic. And it's not about right and wrong. It's only about perspective. And I love those type of conversations. It burns me up when somebody is always doing, when people are trying to be right all the fucking time. It's the ego. The ego does it. And the reason why it burns me up, because I did it so fucking much myself. You know what I'm saying? So I'm at the age and the point in my life mentally where I can recognize myself and others because I don't like something in them. You know what I mean? But those conversations that you have where you can just relate to one another, and it just starts, again, it's just so dope, and it's like you feel seen. And that is what we all really want. I believe we all really want to be seen, heard, and loved. That's those 3 things, you know what I mean? And I'm grateful for my sister, like I say, T-Dot, sharing that with me. Everybody just wants to be heard and loved. I think that's either something she learned on her own or something her therapist had taught her. But yeah, Healing conversation to me is better than amazing sex, and Lord knows I love some amazing sex. I mean, who doesn't? Especially when you're good at it. And those that take pride in what pride and effort in what they take pride and effort into what they do. Let's just say that, right? But healing conversation will literally have you thinking about those conversations after the conversation has already been done, and be like, man, I really learned a lot about that individual. I did not know that this person was going through this. I couldn't believe that I related to them so much. And you could have, the thing about healing conversation, you could have that with just about anyone. You know what I mean? You can have healing conversation with people you meet in the airport. You can have healing conversation with people at work. You can have a healing conversation, hell, with your family. Now I think that's like the greatest for me. To have healing conversation with family members and they share their account of what they the trauma that they went through, and you realize that you weren't alone in feeling that way, feeling neglected, feeling like an outcast. That's the crazy thing about family. When you learn that you have a conversation with this cousin, with this aunt, with this uncle, with this, whoever, and they tell you that they felt like an outcast. I was like, well, damn it, I done had a conversation with you, and I had a conversation with you. Now, if everybody feels like the outcast, then who the fuck is the incast? You know what I mean? But it's so insightful when you take time to listen to someone who has a story. And all of us have a story to tell. Everything we've ever been through is part of your story. I don't care if you interpret it as bad, if you interpret it as good. You have a story that will help somebody heal. And healing conversation, that is the whole basis for it behind me. The reason why I share intimate parts of myself is so that others can relate to it, so they can see themselves in me, in hopes that they too can heal by sharing their story with whoever, ready to get over that shit. Because, it's been bottled up in you for forever. Maybe you stopped thinking about it, but somehow it still was festering inside you, and now you want to move forward and just be a better person. It's been holding you back, and you just don't want to be held back anymore. And it's a relief, and it's a great release when you can, be able to share such a story and not be judged for it. That's number one. Making sure you got the right people around you, because a lot of people want to take that time and use that against you and try to bring you down so that they can be above them. It's weak. It's very weak to do that, to me, like to use somebody's story against them after they vulnerably share something with you. You know what I'm saying? But to be able to listen and feel safe enough to share your story with someone, to me, that's better than sex, man. Like, you can have sex with just about anybody, but you're not able to have those type of conversations with just anyone. It takes a person that is really matured emotionally to have said conversations with about things like that. You know what I mean? And I'm grateful. I'm grateful for all the healing conversations that I've had over the course of my life, especially as an adult. I don't really think I think I avoided emotions, feelings. That's just the family. Yeah, that's our family 101 right there. We don't talk about feelings, man. Fuck out of here, that weak shit. You know what I mean? But now to be like, fuck it, and to break the cycle and talk about these things to the world through YouTube, TikTok, wherever coverage is going to be done for Ask Rome, to share my perspective. It's really all it is. It's just my perspective. It's my truth. It's not the truth, but it's my truth, my perspective as how I saw life. And that's really all it is. It's like all of us are directing a movie, and everybody plays a different role in each other's movie. You know what I mean? And some of us think the world revolves around us. Just us. Whatever everybody's doing, they're doing it because of me, or they're doing it for me, or they did it because of me. And you know what I'm saying? And it's like, don't nobody care about you that damn much. You know what I mean? If you think that everybody is sitting around thinking about your ass, what are you doing with your life? You know what I mean? But like I said, mental health is funny that way, right? When it makes you laugh at yourself and you're like, really? You really thought everybody was about you? You really thought she was thinking about you? She wasn't thinking about your ass. He wasn't thinking about you. You know what I mean? But, take offense to so many things. But, like I said, I just love I love healing conversation. It's a wonderful thing. But, yeah. So what's better than amazing sex? Healing conversation. So, if you had enough money that you never had to work, what would you do with your time? I would go to Bora Bora. I've been thinking about Bora Bora ever since I saw Couples Retreat. I just love the way the water looked. I love the way it just looked peaceful. Especially Eden East. Eden East looked like a blast, the singles island. Taking a bunch of shots and shit. But I was much younger then. It didn't have to be that, extravagant now. Like, especially after going to Jamaica. The trip to Jamaica changed my life for the better. For one, I never spent so much time away from my phone. It was just me, music, and books. You know what I'm saying? And just the sound of the waves. Or the swim up bar, just sitting there, and the peace that comes with it, right? Like, nature is a natural healer. It helps you recover from so many things, and I'm grateful for those opportunities to go to these places. You know what I'm saying? And grateful that one of my best friends in my life was able to get married there, so that it could even happen. So shout out to Joe. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to Joe and T. You know what I mean? And go Niners. Joe, we gotta take this one Sunday, man. Sunday we gotta get this. We gotta get to the bowl. Gotta get to the bowl, like Randy and Moss said back in the day. But truthfully, I would go to Bora Bora. I would really island hop. I want to go to Bora Bora, and I want to go to the Maldives, whatever. Correct me on, I don't know. If you know the correct pronunciation, you perfectionist, as you hear me saying this shit wrong or right, you saying it out loud, it's Maldives or it's Maldives, but you get what I mean. So Bora Bora, sitting there with a coconut drink with some alcohol in it. Bob Marley's playing on blast, or Kevin Little, Turn Me On, just that island feel, just straight, or spa. Hell, I tell them to play Spa on Pandora. It's just like getting off of work or sitting at the job, you know what I mean? Or sitting in the house, you know what I mean? It's just always on like spa. I'm so big on trying to create my own peace. Like, you'll lose hair, coincidentally, trying to find peace in other people. You know what I'm saying? They have to want peace for themselves. And so I just, try to find peace within myself. And the beach, gives me that. So being around water. And I don't even know what the weather might be there in Bora Bora. It very well could be like in Karate Kid Part 2 at the end, when they had the monsoon going on, just crazy ass water and waves. And all my Bora Bora dreams can get washed away in a storm. But I'm willing to take that fucking risk. So Bora Bora, I want to be there. I want to be able to just vibe and be there with people that I value. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, people that I value. People that complement my life. They don't drain my life. You know what I'm saying? They don't distract me from things that I'm working on, and I don't distract them from things that they're working on. At least I try not to, at least. You know what I mean? To just be, really. Just really be a human being. No one, you got your laughs and, you know what I'm saying, joke with one another and all that stuff, but you're just enjoying life, really. And working towards that right now. You know what I mean? Trying to build wealth, trying to build an empire, trying to create something for yourself where you can, again, be in a place like Bora Bora, if not for that long, for forever, at least frequently throughout the year. You know what I'm saying? To be able to go to places like that and just zone out. get away from America and all the toxicity that's going on within America, or really in the world. You know what I mean? I won't just single out America, but that's where the fuck I live. So just getting away from negativity, wanting to sit in peace, wanting to be around people that value you, be there for just great drinks, you know what I'm saying? Great people, great sex, great weather, you know what I'm saying? Like all these things that come to mind, what I would do with, if I had that type of, you know what I'm saying? If I had a situation like that where I did not have to work and, you know, I had all the money that I did not have to work, I would love to go island hopping, truthfully, and just have healing conversation with a whole bunch of people, learn their story and move on. You know what I'm saying? Pass that on and be like, man, you know, I feel different. I feel better from having that conversation with that person. That's really what it is for me. Like to have that peace, to, you know what I'm saying, to not judge anyone, to allow them to be them, you know, be their authentic selves. And I think that's what I've been trying to do my entire life, is trying to find that authenticity instead of playing that character out of survival, you know, character that a lot of us had to play depending on the situation in which you come from. Like if you really like NSYNC or some shit, and where you was from, all they did was listen to like Mobb Deep and Onyx, then you had to portray that as a means of survival, or you get jumped, or you get laughed at or criticized, ridiculed. I'm sure there's some of us that got that story. For me, I just loved everything. I loved all music, and still to this day, still love music. I won't say all, because I know that I'm not really a fan of trap music of any kind. I don't like the trap R&B. I don't like the trap hip hop. I miss the origins of hip hop and R&B. I do. I miss traditional R&B. It's gone over to the UK. I know, you know, Sam Smith and Adele seems to be the ones that want to sing all the fucking traditional R&B, while everybody in America's acting like fucking wankers. But I would love to get that traditional R&B sound back on the forefront, especially from Black artists. You know what I'm saying? We got to get back on the ball with that. Until then, I'll be playing a whole bunch of Charlie Wilson, Gap Band, Switch, DeBarge, Freddie Jackson, Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, everybody but Randy Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much. But nevertheless, if I had the money that I did not have to work, I would go to Bora Bora.